it all. See
all the way down. That sucks. Which it will, if you want. We can. I guess we'd have to
Move it.
put it on a damn
Move the board
store and shove it all the way back up. It sucks. Put it down. Yeah. Put it toward the front of the stool where it'll tilt down. That's and then
We're gonna need to come this way a little to be able to catch a little more limb. Just a little back the other way. Ooh, there.
There it is.
Yeah. I think it's.
all right. Yep. All right, Austin, turn it on.
Alex, read that over there, honey.
And remember, turn your sound up to where you can hear us. Guys, this is just a quick test real quick. We're just trying to work this out so you get the best sound quality and you just don't hear a bunch of white noise.
Sorry about that. It was actually this part of the tripod mount was blocking the microphone on the camera. So thank you for letting us know. Sorry about that. So we aren't going to try to regroup. We're just going to plow on.
Yep.
Austin, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, we're doing good. We're good.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. So we are back. And we've already covered Pirate Day.
Pirate Day, Krispy Kreme.
September 19th.
We talked about loose change. We talked about Gene Wilder. We talked about armpit hair.
Loose
We are a
change.
productive trio.
I thought loose change was the what
Yeah,
was
we're talking
that?
loose change. That was talking about do you stop and pick up the...
Yeah, I know. You remember the what was it, the 9/11 thing called Loose Change, the documentary?
No, I hadn't seen that.
No?
No.
Yeah, if you get it, I mean, it's, I don't know how you look at the whole situation, but it's called Loose Change, and what it is, it's all these conspiracy theorists talking about the different conspiracies of 9/11. You can find it on Netflix.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out. Real quick. My wife and I were talking this morning, and she said that one of the lawyers who was suing the DNC over the Bernie Sanders stuff they did was found dead.
Imagine that.
Another one. I mean, this is like
5 or 6 now.
This is like after the grassy knoll, man, where they had all those people that just... Okay, let's make this clear. We don't know anything about your emails. We don't know anything about what you guys have been doing.
Speak for yourselves.
Shh. I don't want to be collateral damage, okay?
We need to put Scooby-Doo on this one.
That's right. Ruby-roo. That's about
There was a meme last week that I saw that was the Mystery Machine on
fire. Yeah,
Yes,
I
they
saw it.
decided to investigate Hillary Clinton.
All right.
Yeah, that was
That's
kind
golden.
of scary.
And that is golden.
We're going to play spin the bottle now. I lose. Okay. So.
You need to scoot in, you can.
No, oh well, I'm okay. I'm going to be this fat no matter where I am. I can't wear white anymore like this. I actually look like Casper the Friendly Ghost pregnant mama.
Just remember.
Do ghosts get pregnant?
I don't know. Just remember, no white after Labor Day.
No white after Labor Day.
That's my name.
Who said that? Black Lives Matter?
I don't know.
Oh.
It was actually on White Girls.
Somebody,
Yeah.
somebody posted a big old parade of people going to the marching down the lane to Neyland Stadium to the Tennessee game the other day, and I saw this big giant sea of orange moving. Right?
You right?
I just said orange shirts matter. Okay, let's see. Well, we just talked a little bit. Just mentioned football. The erstwhile Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
Tell us what your thoughts are.
My thoughts on Colin Kaepernick, which you have everybody saying, "Oh, it's a good thing. It's a good thing." And for me, I don't think it's a good thing. I mean, I do, but I don't. There's a way you protest.
Well, by God, that's a way to commit.
Right? You know, put it like this. October, what color do the football players wear for the month of October to show cancer awareness?
Red. They wear the red The little,
Was
or
it
the pink.
pink?
The little pink,
Pink.
ribbons and stuff.
Right.
There were the pink socks, the pink all that, right?
Right. So my thing to Colin Kaepernick, if you're listening by any freaking chance, which I doubt it, is to why don't you just pick a color, wear a ribbon, send something out on Twitter about it instead of just posting a bunch of racially dividing articles. Because if you look at his Twitter page, that's all it is. It's anti-white. And I really can't believe it because, he was actually an orphan. His mom and dad were a mixed race couple. They gave him up for adoption, and a white couple ended up adopting him.
Right.
Okay.
So he was real oppressed going to those rich white people's schools and all that stuff.
Exactly. Well, he's taking that NFL money, so that oppression is really bad, I guess.
What's like this $128 million contract, something like that he has, whatever.
Right.
But of course, having money doesn't mean you're not oppressed. Okay, we don't want to confuse the issue.
You mean not having money doesn't mean you're oppressed?
No, even
having money doesn't mean you're not oppressed. No, you are oppressed by everybody that doesn't have money and wants it from you.
That is true.
That's why one of the greatest spots I ever found. I have a habit of finding odd signs and odd businesses in travels and everything. One of the first ones was I was in Florida in Boca Raton, and I was out driving a highway, burning time after meetings that night, and I came up on a corner that I had to get a buddy of mine here in Nashville to research to prove that was really the address. Because the front business, it was one of these two businesses back-to-back buildings. The front business was a very high-end car, Ferrari, Aston Martin dealership. The back one was the local Goodwill.
Wow. That's amazing. That's talking about flip a coin.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, the other side to this coin is that I guess you could say kind of pissed me off was the fact that here it is, Tim Tebow. Okay, he got fined.
Yeah.
For praying at a game. Okay, fined. And that's his First Amendment right, correct? So now here it is. If the goose is good for the gander, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Then he should be fined because here it is. You have the way I look at it for anybody in the NFL, you are what, a role model for kids, right?
Right.
You signed on that this is what you're going to do. You're going to play. That's fine. Play it. Protest. That's fine. But to show them that you are going to protest against your whole country for the actions of the police and the other things that are going on, that says nothing about what the actual protest should be. And if you ask me, because like I said, he's supposed to be a role model for kids, and here it is, you're showing them, don't salute the flag, don't stand up for the national anthem. I think it's wrong. People like you and my father, my grandfather, all of my uncles, fought for this country, for that right for him to do what he's doing.
And under that point, I have to say, I hate what he's standing up for.
Right.
But with my dying breath, I have to defend his right to do so. So it's a hard one for me. It's very tough for me.
I agree with you there. But the problem I've got with the whole situation, and relating it to the Tim Tebow example you just said, Tim Tebow did that all through college, all through his pro career.
Life,
He still does it with other jobs he does. He may have taken a fine or something like that as a consequence, but he was consistent in this is my action always.
Right. This just popped out.
The Kaepernick thing just popped up a few weeks ago of preseason games. He's trying to fight for keeping a job, so he's creating some hype for himself and all.
Right.
Technically, while everybody thinks of sports athletes as these strong warrior types and everything, you got to remember they're an entertainer. Their job is to make hype and entertain.
That's why the spiking of the ball. That's why all the
exactly. So
all that,
while I don't agree with his stance that he said, and I'm kind of on both sides of should he do it, but yet he should have the right. The part that bugs me is, okay, but if you're doing it, I want to see it the rest of your career
Right.
every time.
And I want to go back on your game films of last year and the year before, and I want to see where nobody noticed it, but just have that integrity and consistency is what I ask.
Right.
If you're gonna be a dick, be a dick, but always be a dick.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No flip flopping.
That's all I ask.
You're right.
Now, I did read an article. I don't know how true it is because it was on the interweb.
Well, you know, everything that's on the interweb is true.
Really? But you know what says that?
What?
The interweb. And it was that he has recently become a Muslim, and his girlfriend is Muslim and very active in the Black Lives Matter. So that, I mean, in that case, okay, dude, you're just pussy whipped. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with being pussy whipped.
So go ahead and put on that pink.
Yeah, you can wear that pink. You can be wearing. I bet he's wearing pink panties now. Shame on him. Okay, that's enough of the Colin Kaepernick stuff. We're done with that. Okay. Wow.
Well, it's the 49ers. We're done with them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. NASA. The Voyager thing, the Juno, has reached the orbit of Jupiter now, and they're seeing close-ups and footage I've never seen before, which is pretty cool. I'm a firm believer that we need NASA, not because we necessarily need pictures of close-up of Jupiter or whatever, but because when this country pursued the space program, we had focus on one thing as a citizenry that was, we're explorers by nature. I'm going to jump, so please excuse. We're explorers by nature.
Mm-hmm.
We go over that next hill just to see what's there. We take our ships beyond that horizon to see what's there. We dive into the oceans to see what's there. We climb the mountain to see what's there. We need that dream. This goes back, I guess, to my Gene Wilder quote, the dreamer of dreams. We need, as a species, to be out there seeing what there is. And if a friend of ours, Wombat, and I were exchanging the other day, and one of the things was that exchanging messages, not fluids. Got to clarify that because I know Barry and a couple of those guys just ready to jump on that one.
I'm sure there's a trigger.
But we need to follow those dreams. We need to have something that's a goal, because what's happened is we as a society don't have a goal. As a family, with your family, if you have a goal, okay, we want to go to Hawaii. Your goal, it's a joint goal. Everybody's working together for it. Hey, let's go out and do this. Why don't we stay home and save that $100 and put it toward the Hawaii trip?
Right.
And we need something besides just Boo-Boo and Yogi running for president. We need something besides that to concentrate on and make it a goal as a people.
Right.
We need dreams. And I'm getting all serious, and I apologize. But damn it, I want us to blast off and go someplace. And they have a list of like 50,000 volunteers that are qualified that are ready to go to Mars and probably never come back. You know
Damon.
What? Matt Damon. Yeah. You know what? I love that movie. If you haven't seen The Martian, you need to see The Martian. It's a fun movie. I'm the first person I'm the only person in history to grow potatoes and shit on Mars.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny that NASA was your pick. On the way over here, I was telling my son about what the space race was. I said, there are people out there that are naysayers. They said that, that we really didn't land on the moon. It was all filmed. It was in a studio.
They said Stanley Kubrick was the director of it.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And I told him, I said, that's neither here nor there. I said, that one act alone of somebody seeing somebody on the moon, I said, gave kids of all colors, nationalities, a dream to do stuff great.
Raise your hand if you wanted to be an astronaut when you were a kid.
Of course.
You didn't want to be an astronaut?
No,
Would you?
because
You want to be the guy that launched that?
no, I'm one of the few, but I'm a science fiction fan. Read many authors, many ideas of many possibilities. I don't want to run into any of them because in most of them, Earth gets destroyed, enslaved, dominated. I mean, you think science fiction, yeah, there's the happy thought of Kirk and the green alien. But if you go into science, true, but if you go into science fiction, all the possibilities that we've thought of are pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
And so while I'm fascinated with space and the galaxy and our universe, I don't want to go there because I'm happy here.
Right.
Only because of what could be there.
Could be there. Right.
I mean, I liken it to ship explorers. I'm one of the ones that once the new country was established, okay, I might want to go over and see. But I don't want to be on that first boat that doesn't know the weather patterns, doesn't know where you're going, and you're out in the middle of some who knows where in the storm, and then you find out the sea serpent's real.
Right.
I mean, there's always the first guy that got ate by sharks. I don't want to be the first guy. Third, fourth, or fifth, maybe. Okay, that's my own dumb choice. But that first guy,
he had no sharks.
He had no clue.
That is true.
Think of the first guy on a boat that fell out of a boat and saw a giant squid. Even in the ocean, you ruined your drawers.
I'm still thinking of the guy that dove off into the ocean. He's out there swimming, getting cleaned up. Look, a big fish. It has really big teeth.
I agree we need a goal. And everybody's got differences on what that goal could be and all. And I love that train of thought. But I don't want to go to outer space. I'll be happy to read it on the news, see it on TV, find out about it later.
Skype with me while I'm up there.
Yes. I'll be happy to be support from here. Just not my butt on the rocket. As much as I love the movie Flash Gordon, not my butt on the rocket.
That makes sense.
So, tell me about chess in the Olympics.
We have all these Olympic sports, and everybody argues of what is a sport. Because you look at some of the events, you've got events that involve a ball. You have tennis, you have basketball, you have baseball that's been in the Olympics. And then you have non-ball related sports. You have martial arts, you have wrestling, you have gymnastics, you have swimming. Some of the sports are competitive, whether it be individual or team, actually on the spot. You're racing against others.
Right.
Or basketball, for example, they're playing against each other. Then you have ones like gymnastics where it's not that you're against someone in a competitive effect.
Right.
It's that you're doing your best and someone's judging your best versus somebody else's best.
Right.
So why not have one of the world's oldest competitive games that's still worldwide accepted? There's an international federation for chess players that ranks everybody worldwide.
Right.
Why is that not in the Olympics?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
You can't say the sport has to involve a ball. You can't say a sport has to involve contact.
Right.
So why not have chess?
Right, because I think, well, everything else with the Olympics, from my perspective, it's physical.
More physical.
Right. But from the perspective that he's saying about the chess, it's a different option, because that you know of, anybody can sit down. Well, not anybody, but people can sit down and play a game of chess and speak a totally different language than the other person.
Right, because the rules are universal.
Right, but they know what they know what the possibility is of what the other person is going to do.
I agree with that.
Colleges now, it's hilarious. They've had video game tournaments for years. Well, now colleges have their own video game teams, and they're giving scholarships to them for a mental exercise that is being regarded. It's shown on some sports channels on cable. Yep. It's regarded a competitive event. Right. And the Olympics were originally to be the best of the best in a competitive manner.
Right.
And so that's why I never understood why chess did not get integrated into the Olympics from that spirit of competition.
I've never even heard of the chess community, trying for it. I can tell you this because I used to be heavily involved in the amateur athletic community. And there were 12 committees that oversaw all of its functions, and I was on 11 of them. And there were people that actually stood up in meetings and said things. One of them said to me, karate should not be in the AAU because it doesn't have a ball. Well, they only believe in sports that have.
Sometimes it's got two.
Yeah,
Well,
sometimes it gets too ripped off.
the Olympics, you've got fencing, you've got wrestling, you've got martial art, you've got weightlifting.
Right.
Simply having muscular strength that you have geared and designed is a competitive aspect.
As is concentrating and learning. Because I have a couple friends that play chess at the highest levels that are, a couple of them, or one of them anyway. And these guys, he's 25 moves ahead at all times. Mm-hmm. And that takes acuity. That takes, I think it takes a lot more mental capacity than, I'll get myself in trouble here, than riflery. Because the rifle's doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
Here's just a little off the cuff thing, off the track thing. The martial arts, because Taekwondo is all the, and I'm in judo and all that's there too. It has been for a long time. But they were wanting to bring in karate. They were wanting to bring in the sparring. They were wanting to bring in the forms, which is easy because that just translates just like gymnastics does,
Right.
and diving and all that. And they wanted to bring in weapons, be able to do swords. And they said, no. Weapons should not be allowed. Wait a minute. The hammer was a weapon. The javelin's a weapon. The rifle is a weapon.
Rifle, fencing.
Fencing. Those are weapons. Come on. They just didn't want karate people doing 3 different events, I don't think. But anyway. So let's see. What else do we have? Yes, we have a board over here because it's for me because these guys are smart to remember stuff. I'm the idiot.
Not me, I have chemo brain.
That's right. For those of you who don't know, IHOP has had cancer, has survived 2 major situations.
Thank you.
Yes. And that's going to lead right into the next subject, believe it or not.
Yeah, it will.
And there's a thing among cancer survivors and cancer sufferers when they're going through chemotherapy, it actually monkeys with the memory some.
Right.
And there are things, we've had discussions about something straight through, no problem, and then right in the middle of it, he'll stop and say, what's this? What's this? Now, I can blame old age on that and stupidity. For him, it's chemotherapy. Let's talk about cops and firefighters. Okay?
You all right?
Don't want to be a big old giant thing about it. And I'm probably going to piss some people off, and if I do, well, the Finger Podcast. Are cops and firefighters heroes just because they have those jobs?
Right.
Are they? Shouldn't it take a heroic act before you become a hero? The definition of hero would be one who has performed heroically.
Right. That's taking the first step.
But if you're going to go to that vein,
Mm-hmm.
and brother, you know I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You know I have the utmost respect for you. So
Under
this
that.
is no way negative.
You're about to see how palm heel works. No, what? What?
But if you're going to go with that path, I have to go the same thing to veterans. And the reason being, while I have the utmost respect and gratitude for their service,
Right.
It is partly a privilege to serve
Agreed.
in all 3 capacities.
Agreed.
I know because I, out of high school, was turned down for going to the military because I had 2 surgeries on toes for ingrown toenails, and I was considered a medical risk.
Wow.
Yeah, I was wanting to serve. I had blown all the tests out of the water. The recruiter was just salivating at what he could put me into.
Mm-hmm.
But I hit size 15 shoe by the age of 10, 11 years old. My feet grew faster than I did,
Right.
and it caused problems. And so in a sense, I do feel that what they chose to do in all three aspects is a privilege that I have the most gratitude for them choosing to do that.
Agreed.
I don't think they're a hero just because they were given the uniform in any capacity.
Right.
And not everybody has the same motivation for why they go in.
Right.
I've known people that served in the military because they came out of high school and didn't have a whole lot of other option. It at least gave them a direction.
Right.
I've read stories of years, 5-10 years ago, where it was a pattern that gangs were having kids come out of high school join police forces so they could have an in.
Inside.
Things like that.
Right.
So I can't say that them, hey, you've been given a uniform, a badge, a gun, whatever. No, that doesn't make them a hero.
Right.
However, the majority of them have the intent, and I don't mean in a greedy way, I don't mean a selfish way, but they
Right.
have that intent to be a hero.
I agree
They
with that.
want to help their fellow man. They want to make their community better. In the case of veterans, they want to protect their homeland
Right.
as well as everybody they love and care about there. That does make them heroic.
Right.
But
Well,
that
being
doesn't
willing
take
to-
the uniform.
Yeah.
That takes their actions.
Right.
In my opinion.
Correct.
So in other words, they're not heroes till they do something heroic. Now, they have the potential for heroism.
Mhm.
They're signing up to be heroic.
They're trained.
They're trained to be heroic. I was trained to be heroic. Boy, did I fail. So, okay, but that was just one of those things that it's like, because it's like, you're a police officer. And hey, thank you for your service. That's wonderful. But some of the things that are going on, it's like, just because you fight fires, they think you're the guy that was in there pulling the kid out. And you're willing to, I understand, but the word hero is being thrown around an awful lot lately. And
Can I add something?
sure, of course.
I'd also like to give a thank you to all the paramedics and EMTs, all the volunteer firefighters, all the people that are first responders in some form or fashion to help with disasters, emergencies, and all. A lot of times, policemen, firefighters, and veterans get brought up, and they're not the only ones. Especially paramedics and EMTs. A lot of times, they do an amazing job to try to keep people alive with everything going crazy around them. Sometimes having to fight the people they're trying to save, and people just, oh, hey, it's a paramedic. Okay, he's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different roles
Right.
that get ignored. I just wanted to bring out some of those because they do, in the same vein, they act as heroes.
And you never have to ask if you can talk, just talk. Okay? Okay.
Yep. It's open. It's open.
Let's see.
That's what she said.
Yeah, never easy. Let's see. What do we have for you? Oh, pity parties. Let's talk about pity parties.
All right, people. Again, here we go. Somewhat on the serious note, but it's going to end.
And it may piss some people off, so.
Yeah, it's either going to piss you off or you're going to
Make 'em
agree
think.
with it, right? And granted, trust me, I do know everybody has a pity party. This is not direct to one person in particular. You can take it how you want. Just always know that you can always play the victim, or you can try to do something to change your situation.
And if you're always the victim, then grow a pair.
Right. Because you have people out there everybody knows that friend talking about, well, I'm just going to do this or I'm going to do that. And maybe it's just, a friend that needs some attention. Give that friend, somewhat of the attention. But if you're the person that is always going around, talking about, well, my life sucks. Well, my life is this. My life, change it. You have the power to change it. If you're stuck in your job and you hate it, find something you like. Like us, Our conversation started off as just, chumming it back and forth. And it was, hey, Lem, how about we start a podcast? Here we are. Granted, no, we're not getting paid for it, which we'd like to. But, we
are
the
accepting
situation.
sponsorships.
That is correct. So if you would like a product on our show,
We have ample advertising room.
See this big old black
As a
billboard.
matter of fact, Diablo Clothing, our good buddy Alex over at Diablo Clothing has given a couple shirts and stuff, and Alex from the other Alex from Unscripted is our director, and his job just got a whole lot easier.
Right? We still love you. But yeah, going back to that pity party. I do understand that you do have problems. Everybody has problems. I've come to realize, even in my situation where I'm missing an eye and I'm missing a leg, it got to the point where, yes, whenever I was going through cancer, I got, what do you call it?
Modeling.
No, what do you call it? Depressed. Depressed. You know, I felt like, you know, I'm just here. I wish I could do something. So you know what? I did. You know, I changed my situation. You know, I speak to people that have, you know, started to find out that they have cancer or they're developed cancer. They don't know, you know, what to expect. So that's what I offer. So find something that you're good at and offer it to somebody. Maybe it'll help you out. Because I promise you that no matter what you're looking at, somebody's always got a different outlook on life, and I guarantee you somebody always has it worse than you.
Right. As a matter of fact, just watch Jerry Springer.
That
It
is
always
correct.
makes you feel better about yourself.
Right.
Unless you see yourself on Jerry Springer.
You know, like I said,
I told my wife one time, know this. If they ever call me and said, your wife wants you to be on Jerry Springer, I'm going to punch you in the mouth and not even go to Chicago. I'm just going to.
It's a free trip.
I'm just gonna, I don't care.
No, it's not free. You pay for that for years.
Like I see my cousins now, the ones that have a lot of problems, stuff saying, well, hell, I thought he had his shit together.
well, think about it. Wasn't they always say bad publicity is good
No,
publicity?
yeah, no such thing as bad publicity.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what Trump's campaign's running.
Right.
But
I mean, his name's always in the news, right?
and everybody gets down. I remember not too long ago, you were having a rough time with some stuff. Right now, I'm going through an unemployed stretch, but the bottom line is, I get up every day, I look for jobs. Nowadays, it's not like it used to be. You have to go from place to place to place, and if you're lucky, they were accepting applications. Nowadays, it's all online. In the first 2 weeks, the first 10 days, I was unemployed. I put in 176 applications and resumes. And I heard back from several, but some of them were, no, it's not that I don't want to work, it's just, I mean, geez, I'm old, and there's things I don't need to be doing. and one of those jobs would have had me dying at work within the first 3 days, I have no doubt. 12-hour shifts, 4 days a week, plus they've been working 2 more days for overtime, and 105 degrees in the place, and you have to wear all the welding stuff and everything, can't have any skin exposed, and the welding machines are shooting sparks 20, 30 feet. Now, this is how Casper becomes a real ghost. So, but the thing is, it's not a matter of, you're right, don't feel sorry for yourself. Get up off your ass, take the steps you need to take. If you're not happy with the job, go find another job. If you're involved, and I'm going to go from the guy point of view on this, so if you're involved with somebody and they show you disrespect and it isn't working, and especially if you're not married yet, dump them. Get rid of them. And you know, go. Just get them out of your time zone, get them out of your area code, and turn your back on it and just leave it. Because bottom line is, well, as I said to a friend of mine the other day online, your future is out the windshield on the road you have yet to travel. It's not in your rearview mirror. It's okay to glance in that rearview mirror once in a while to see where you came from, but you got to be concentrated on where you're going. And anything that you left behind needs to just stay there. Okay? So, enough of that. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Just one more thing, and I'll
Please,
drop.
go ahead.
I'm
sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
No. You trust me. You're good. That's what this is about. It's for me to bounce stuff off you. you to bounce it off me, and that's why.
I like when you get
It's sticky in between.
I know,
It's
right?
sticky in between it. So.
All right. Going back to the whole situation about of how people's outlook on life. If you want to, you can go to my page, Sammy Dickerson. Matter of fact, I'll even post a link on the Finger Podcast page. There's a woman, you can Google it. She had a story on ABC.
I Google women all the time. I'm sorry, but
she had a page. Well, she had an article on the internet because she was on the news. Her name is Kim Eaton. She's actually a friend of mine. Her daughter is 18 or 19 years old. She beat cancer last year. She called me because her kid found out that she had cancer, and she wanted to know, basically what to expect and my view of things. So I gave her my insight. Well, she ended up beating the cancer. Within this past year, the cancer came back.
oh my god.
Yeah, and the bad part about it is her mom. Her mom is one that takes care of her. She found out during her chemo, her mom is pregnant with the new sister for her.
Wow.
Her mom gave birth to her. I want to say back about a month ago. But the same day that she gave birth, within that week, the daughter, the little sister, well, the big sister, she got put on hospice care.
Wow.
So, like I said, you want to look at a situation.
That's tough.
A mother is having to say goodbye to one daughter
Wow.
that's 18 years old, but she's saying hello to another one.
That's hard.
Right, it is. It really is hard. And that's my point to everybody here. So if you think you have it bad, look at somebody else's struggle. I guarantee you, you'll see it different. I promise you. Like I said, I'm not saying that I'm any better than anybody else. I'm just trying to show you that people can have the worst outlook on life. You can get the worst news. But it just changes how you look at life to see how things can look in your case. It's all it is sometimes.
Now we're running up against the clock. I have one. We have a couple other subjects, but we'll do those. Save those for next time because they're great subjects all around. But I have one little thing I have to tell you guys. Now, the Finger Podcast Studio is actually in my family room that doesn't really get used for much of anything else except a warehouse for Alex's clothing and stuff. And there's an exercise bike and other stuff. That's it. But
It's lonely.
it's lonely. It's just going to die lonely because I hardly use it. The other day, we had some friends from out of state. They were heading out of the country, and they were catching a flight on Nashville. And they were going to stay with us overnight and then go catch a flight. And so this big old open room, generally this table's here, the lights are here, the tripod, all that. Well, we have a big king-size air mattress that we'd blown up, and it was in the floor, right by the love seat. I came walking in, and the lights were turned off, but they were by the bed. The tripod still had the camera on it, and was by the bed. And I thought, holy shit, we have a porn studio. So, no.
So this is going to, if you wish to start your career in acting,
Right.
I will be the gaffer.
That means the person who handles lights and stuff, just for those of you who don't know. I don't know what other stuff he's willing to handle, but... Alright, so, this has been the Finger Podcast. I've been Casper, your friendly host.
I hop the Gimp.
Grizz,
And we have enjoyed doing this very much and look forward to the next episode. Take care, guys. We love you. Oh, Finger. Who do we want to give Finger to? Let's give Finger to Hillary Clinton.
I'll give to Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Donald Trump just so that the show's politically balanced.
That'll work.
Screw politically balanced. I don't care.
Well, then I want to vote for Ross Perot.
You vote for Ross Perot. I'm kidding. All right. So, there's a finger for Hillary Clinton.
And there's one for Colin Kaepernick.
And there's one for politics in general. It just makes a bad story.
Exactly. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time.
Dum, dum, dum.
Just slide.